Cue the robot voice, please. Thank you, guys. Hey, welcome to your Tuesday masterclass. One I'm really excited about. And finally answer some questions about AI that can really change your business. And to answer the first question, and I think that it's on most agents' minds, is AI going to replace us, right? And the answer is yes, within the next 12 months. So I hope all of you guys have your Uber applications ready. I'm just kidding, right? But it's a big topic amongst real estate agents right now. And it's like for some people, they're really leveraging it to take their business to the next level and open opportunities that they were never thought possible, right? And the others, AI has just become like social media, which is a big distraction for a lot of people. You know what I mean? And I think for most people, they know that they need to use it. I think the biggest challenge is how do I use it? How do I implement it? How do I not turn into an AI bot myself? Be authentic, right? Do you leverage it like kind of like an Iron Man suit to enhance all of the things that I'm doing rather than get so wrapped up in it that it ends up being the reason why I close half the deals that I probably should have, right? How many of you guys right now are already using some form of AI in your business? Like just raise your voices, unmute your microphones. Let's
Yes.
hear some voices. How many of you
Yes,
guys are
Yes.
actually
yes,
using it?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yes.
Every
How
day.
many of you
Yes.
guys, how many of you
absolutely.
guys
Yes.
feel like right
Yes,
now,
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
how many of you guys right now feel like you're using it to its full potential? Anybody feel
Not
like
at
they've
all.
maxed out the AI?
Not at
No.
all.
Cool. So
no.
we've got a guest on that we want to talk to you guys and kind of give you some information on how he's already leveraging AI to like he built this system that literally set 100 appointments for his team within 30 days. Made a video about this the other day. 30 appointments, I'm sorry, 100 appointments in 30 days. Like, what would you be able to do with that? Because I think most agents feel like they can convert business if they get in front of people, right? I've heard that so many times from real estate agents that can just get in front of somebody, right? How many of you guys feel that way? Like if you just got me in front of somebody who is interested in buying or selling, boy, can I convert that? Like raise your voices again. How many of you
Yes.
guys feel
Yes.
that
Yes.
now? And
Yes.
so the
Absolutely.
bottom the bottleneck
Yes.
for most is I need to get really good at generating leads. And more importantly, I think the biggest gap, and Michelle and I talk to team leaders, broker owners, and real estate agents every single day. The biggest challenge for everybody is I'm creating stuff, I'm just not finishing, right? I'm having a problem finishing everything that I've created, whether that's in a week, a month, or an entire career. It's like I can generate business. I just can't bring it to fruition, right? So we're going to answer a lot of those questions today that if you leverage it, will change your business for the rest of your life. And it's going to be one of those meetings that really determines how fast you're able to grow in this market. So really excited to have this meeting today. Michelle, if you could introduce Jason to all of us, I'd appreciate that. We'll kind of get this show on the road.
Yeah, just a quick introduction to you guys. Obviously, most all of you guys know Cooley and I, but introduce our guest. Elisa was saying hello to him. Most of you guys don't know. Jason Aguirre, wherever he is on your guys' screen. Jason, maybe wave your hand here. You guys are going to hear from him plenty. But he is the special guest that we have on. He is an incredible member of the CoFounders group and community. So he's very intertwined with us here. He is based out of Houston, Texas. So he is the team leader of the Jason Aguirre group, runs a really great real estate practice, bilingual. So we actually do a bunch of stuff with some of you guys on the Spanish and the English side. But what's really cool about this, we talk about, you guys have met a lot of our heavy lifter, like our big players, right? That have a niche in the kind of the pillars of the business that they specialize in. Jason is one of those that's run a very high productivity business based on lead generation, right? And so what comes with that? I come from a background in lead generation for most all of my career, right? It comes with what are the systems, what are the tools, what is the follow-up, what are the things we do to actually create conversion and results. And so Jason's background gets really interesting because I don't know whatever fellow nerds are on here, but I'm going to call him that because I love it. Jason, welcome. You guys see Jason down there, okay? But so with coming from his business and running a high volume lead generation business, Jason actually then built a platform called Starly. We're going to introduce this to you guys. And it wasn't built out of, I'm going to go build a product that I make available to other agents, right? It was built out of a necessity for his business model as a high lead volume real estate team. Okay. And he has spent the last 5 to 6 years perfecting that platform, perfecting that system. And now with us, the last year, being able to work together to go, hey, Jason, this solves a massive problem for the industry. And we'll talk about this in a second with what all of us as agents deal with, what every single team leader and broker owner deals with. This solves a massive problem. But I want to highlight that first with Jason. So not only a great, productive real estate agent, team leader, big nerd that has now come from taking not only what is this need in the industry, but actually using it every day. That's how he does his business right now, every single day, right? This isn't just a concept, it's his real results, which have now transpired to many agents out there in the industry, many fellow co-founders that we've actually been interworking this with before actually bringing this to you guys to be able to solve a problem that every single one of us has in this business, as well as how to stay ahead. So Jason's team's out there closing the deals, right? What's happening behind the scenes with this system, okay, is they're just doing the follow-up that nobody has time for, okay? Nights, weekends, ongoing at all times, because you guys got to think about the number one challenge. Now, why is this important? Why is this conversation today relevant for everybody here? You guys got to think about this. How many of you, right, have a database of people that are, how many of us have a database of people? Just think about it. I don't care if you've been in the business for a year or 35 years, okay?
Yeah.
How many of you guys have spent a lot of money on leads over the years and have a giant database pool of leads? How many of you? Raise voices, raise hands. I know this is a huge pool. Think about all the money that we spend on leads that compounds, right? Think about those of you that are paying for lead generation today. Okay. We're going to have 2 separate conversations with you guys because we're not even talking about lead generation. Let's just talk about all the leads we've collected over years of being in the business, right? And just play around with me hypothetically here, because we have these conversations every day with you guys. Some of you guys paying for leads now and or just whatever's accumulated over the years. Think about this. If you were paying for leads at any given time, let alone for us, right? We have a prospecting army on here. So I don't care if this is buyers. I don't care if this is sellers. I don't care if this is through farming. I don't care if this is through mailers. I don't care if open houses is your core business. You have a database of people that it is almost impossible when you think about it to effectively follow up and actually stay in contact with people to create any kind of real conversion. How many people agree with me here? It is almost impossible. Think about if you're generating 50 leads a month, right? That's 600 in a year. Multiply that by years. It is almost impossible when you look at the compound effect of any form of the business we do to effectively work with that business. And so, Cooley, I think of an important conversation to have first, kind of like set the precedence, is I wanted you guys to kind of just set that tone. Why is this conversation important? We all have a database of people that are just sitting there, right? All of us, even if we think we're really dialed in with our follow-up, we're not, because it's almost impossible, right? We've got a huge pool of leads. We've got a huge pool of sellers.
Michelle, I think the biggest problem is it's like even the people who are doing it at a high level who have like email drip campaigns and stuff like that. It's like staying in front of some of your clients, right? Or your clients are dismissing it, but it's really not bringing deals to fruition, right? You might get a text every now and again or a phone call going, I got your email, but this, right? But none of that's really selling your database, if that makes sense, or selling your lead generation. So the good news is that all of the data that you have across whatever CRM system, lead generation machine that you have, all today, the stock price on that data is going to skyrocket, right? And the premium of data collection is going to go through the roof, right? So all of the data that you collected, higher value now. So here's what we're going to do real quick, just because I know, I was on a podcast once, and this guy who's hosting the podcast, he kind of broke the meeting down in 4 quarters. And I think that's so important to do, because sometimes you join a Zoom meeting and you're like, where's this going, right? Where's this going exactly? So I kind of want to break down 4 quarters of this meeting, what it's going to be like. So that way, all of us are dialed in. So like kind of the first part of this meeting, which is going to be about 5 minutes, is going to be us giving you kind of an overview of just the market right now and how people are using different things, what they're using, what's becoming obsolete. Okay. The second quarter is Jason's going to demonstrate some things that you could do and how you can plug ChatGPT into your CRM system and give you some tools that you can actually start integrating now, right? Some simple, not complicated things that you can actually plug in, get running today so that you're at least taking the next step in integrating AI into your business. And third quarter, guys, we're absolutely going to change your life. Okay. And if you leverage this, nothing's going to be the same afterwards. Okay. Then in the fourth quarter, we're going to do some Q&A because I know that anytime nerds start talking, questions start getting registered in our brains. So I want to give you that opportunity to ask Jason some questions at the end of this meeting today. So with that being said, Michelle,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that's something to address that at least is top of mind for me, right? And it's something I talk about everybody on here that's on any of my classes or has one-on-one conversations with me. I think just looking at Cooley and Jason, right? The current landscape of the industry today and how different, how radically it's changed in like how we can operate and how we need to stay ahead of this today than even a year ago, let alone 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. The landscape is different, right? And this is a big conversation when we talk about, I was talking about it with you, right? When I was talking about that gap in the industry, right? You've got the people that thrive, you got the people that do a lot of business, and then you kind of got everyone else. If you guys haven't noticed, that gap is only getting wider and wider and wider, especially I would say in the last 12 plus months, the last 12 to 24 months. And so when I think about, I'll just set the tone and then I would like for your guys' like perspective to chime in here on just what does that landscape look like today, right? Well, leads is nothing new. We've been generating leads. I've been generating leads for over 20 years, you guys, running one of the biggest lead generation engines in the country, okay, for my brokerages. Leads is nothing new, right? We know it's a follow-up game. We know it's a speed to lead game. All the things. It's a systems game, all that kind of stuff. And you guys, when I'm talking about all of this, this applies to our database, our core leads we generate, sellers, leads that we go prospect and generate, every form again that we generate business. These are all become leads in our databases. Okay. Here's the so you think about what we were doing before. We got most of the industry, and I want to know from the pulse of this room to get you guys thinking. How many of us have built into our CRMs or are still have our platforms on it, right? We've got like this 36-month built out, email drip campaign. How many of us? Show of hands, raise of voices, right? We've got this pre-created, this has been years and years and years in our industry, right? It's like we need to have these follow-up touches. We need to keep touching our people. So we've got these like pre-created stuff. That's what the industry was like before, okay? Think about your guys' engagement factor out of those kind of tools. That's probably some of the main tools that have existed for us for many, many years on the landscape of us all being in real estate. Okay. So now I want to shift your guys' thinking to what does that look like today? And what is this gap of like, I'm just going to be left over here, or I'm going to figure out and I'm actually going to start implementing and leveraging what's available to us today that can create actual real conversion. That's what I mean by the gap, right? One of the biggest things that I'm fanatical about that I always talk to you guys about is instead of these generic things that we send out that are already pre-created, it's why we leverage the technology built into our CRMs where we can create that, minimum once a month, right? Minimum once a quarter. We're creating that personal video, right, Laura? That personal email, that personal text that's relevant right now to the market today. It's personalized. I can go click a button. I can send that to my entire database or a segment database, right? That is exponentially more powerful than let me go put everyone on this 97-point pre-created, campaign. So Cooley, that leads, and Jason, that leads us to a step further of what can we do today? What has changed the game in being able to stay engaged with our database full of leads? What does that look like in today's world?
I mean, it's just speed to lead. I think so. I mean, a lead comes in today, nowadays, everybody's on social media, texting every agent. And how quickly can you get back to that lead, right? If I'm on TikTok, Instagram, I mean, and I send out a message, how long does it take for that agent to get back to me or a listing? But no, thank you, Cooley and Michelle, for the intro. If you'd like, I can show y'all something y'all can do today for free if you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get right into that. And you can tell he's from Texas because he says y'all.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, and it's speed to lead, but it's also like database revival. You know what I mean? Is what I
Oh
think
yeah.
about, because even the people who aren't paying for lead gen, it's like database revival or any type of lead that comes in, any buyer leads that we're paying for. It takes all of like the dummy dum dum work out, which is like, or the hesitation that agents have. And should I reach out? What should I say? How should I approach this? It's like, no, let's take that out of the equation. Let's take all the hesitancy out. The what should I? How should I? And just make it happen. So, Jason, I'm going to leave it up to you because I'll talk for the next 35 minutes and we won't get anything done. But let's get into it. So, what are you about to show these guys?
All right, before I show y'all anything, guys, in the chat, like how many of y'all have even reached out to some leads that are even 6 months old? Or how many do y'all have in y'all's database that are just sitting there that you haven't reached out to? It's probably some of y'all have hundreds, thousands,
Thousands.
just sitting there. And it's just gold sitting there waiting to be dug, right? So what I'm going to show you is something you could do today, easy. Let me see if I can show the screen real quick. Anybody could do this. It's super easy. I hope a lot of you, I mean, y'all are in real estate, y'all absolutely have to have a CRM. And I'm going to drop this instructions in the chat also, so y'all can have it. 1 second. This is something you can do right now. And it might sound a little complicated to some of y'all, but you're just going to pull your API really quick from your CRM if you can find it. The instructions are right here. This is what I just sent y'all. And you can every morning you can paste this API. Think of your API as a key. It's in your CRM. It's probably in your settings. And here's the instructions. And you can copy this prompt right now, whether it's in Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude. A lot of y'all use Claude. Some of y'all still use ChatGPT. At the very least, use Gemini. But you can get this prompt right now, paste it into your ChatGPT of choice, your AI of choice, and just ask it, pull my 10 leads. I use Follow Up Boss from Follow Up Boss, who we haven't reached out yet. Give me some text, some emails, something that we can send them to get back to them today. So it's going to look at your CRM. It's going to look at that client's profile. And based on the conversations that you've had with it, if you've talked to them at all, it's going to give you a text, an email to send to that lead, that can help convert it. And you can get a little bit more detailed on this if you'd like. But like she said, you don't want to just blast a single text message to everybody because it's going to look like spam in their phone.
Exactly, we're in the world today of spam. And so there's
Yeah.
little things we can do, guys, before we get into like the meat and potatoes like this, where it's that I was talking about the difference of what most of us have built into our systems for the history of our careers to where's the gap? What can we do today to create that individual engagement to now increase our engagement return from our leads, our databases, our clients exponentially?
Oh my God, you scared the shit out of me.
So this is something you could do today before dinner. You can absolutely do this today. But this isn't really doing 10x. This is very simple. Anybody could do this. I challenge all of you to do this, at least this today. This will give you some information. You can ask it, where are your flaws in your follow-up, and it'll give you some great information. I do this every single day. Just a quick, how are we doing in our CRM? The next thing I can show you is if you want to build something yourself, what we've done is we've had it actually text the lead. So this is a manual way to do things, but whether it's through text, social media, because we get, sometimes up to 400 leads per month. And I cannot sit there and text every single lead.
It would be
And
impossible to keep up with
it's impossible. And then not only that, I have a database of over 12,000 leads. They're just sitting. Cooley and Michelle were saying that, I had almost 100 appointments just in the past month. And it's because I have this AI agent just sitting there following up things that I have failed to do. Or see in my CRM how many people message me and I'm out at a showing, I'm writing a contract, and I get back to them in like 4 hours later. That's in today's time, 4 hours is a long time. I mean, and then knowing what to respond. So I can show y'all something. I don't know if you want me to go to that part already, but I mean, would it?
I think that if you just show it, Jason, because we'll show them that Here's the deal. I know agents, right? I know people. And the disconnect is always implementation, right? Like we know these tools exist here. Give me the easiest way that I can actually get this working in my business to create me production now, right? Like that's really the gap that we're trying to fill here. And it's what we're about to demonstrate to you guys in a moment, is I think all of the light bulbs are going to go off, right? Cooley said we're going to show you something that's going to change your life, and absolutely will. This is the landscape we're in today to keep all of you guys ahead. But I think showing Jason just real briefly here on a simple scope, because I understand systems, it's hard to implement, right? But even understanding the logic, this here is something really easy. What you have on the screen now, what you dropped in the chat, that's a manual process, but it's still, you guys, it speeds the process and it keeps us where we can create more personal engagement. Okay. Now, but the real part is, but Jason, I got 2,000 leads sitting in my database, right? That I paid for, that I try to like touch. I got them on some automation, but it's impossible, right? It's impossible to actually go create and do individual engagement to create the fruit out of that, right? So what exists today that we can bolt on? So go ahead and pull that up. I would just give the visual to that. And so what Jason, or go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think what he's talking about real quick is the first step, guys, in integrating the AI into your system is to hook it up, right? So if you guys don't have your ChatGPT or Claude hooked up to your CRM system yet, that's first step. If you guys don't have anything hooked up to your CRM system, to your follow-up bot, to any like your Claude, ChatGPT, I got nothing hooked up, right? And so the benefit of this, guys, is you can start asking your AI questions. You can have them analyze your leads, ask them the most likely ones that are going to sell right now, right? You can ask it questions like, what should I say to these people, to take all of the questions out. But the first like dumb, how do I get started, is to make sure that your AI is integrated into your CRM system, right? So first, and we're going to send this out to you guys, kind of like a step-by-step version of how to do this. And what I encourage all of you guys to do is play around with it, ask it questions, right? Can you categorize these into 5 different areas that I can come up with a message that I can send to this category of people, this category of people, and this category of people, to make it manual, right? That's kind of like manually leveraging AI, if that makes sense. That's not AI freeballing, but that's the first step to like getting intelligent with your actual database. So number one, if you're using Claude, if you're using ChatGPT, anything right now, like the first step is I'm hooking my AI up to this so that I can understand my database a lot better, right? So that I can leverage it to give me some direction and take the what do I do out of the equation. Now, what Jason's about to show you right now, right, is to how to get AI to take initiative, right? How to get AI to start reaching out to your database. And then the 4th step, when I'm talking about changing your life, is AI does all the analytics. AI reaches out to your clients. AI has the conversation. AI sets the appointments for you. So it culminates in, you've got an appointment today at 6 o'clock. Let me look through that conversation that you had with my potential client, and it's literally just put in my lap. So that way, when you guys say things like, just get me in front of a motivated client, that's what this at a full level does, is just run through your database at all times, having the right conversations with the right people, intelligently overcoming their objections, right? Giving them projections and setting the appointment for you. So all you have to do then is follow your post-appointment process, attend the appointment and get it signed. Because AI is not to the point yet where it's signing your clients. That may come in the next 12 months. But the best thing out there right now is AI, just send me business, please. So Jason, real quick, how to do this on your own. Now, for all of you guys who are like me, and this is not an insult, like when nerds start talking about nerd stuff, like my eyes gloss over. I don't get it. It's part of my personality, right? So what Jason's about to walk you through right now is how to build some of this on your own. And I'm going to show you what it is already built out, right? So how can I do this manually by myself without any help? Okay, boring conversation to me, because I'm the type of person that's just like, just do it for me, get it done, right? Isn't that what AI is supposed to be? Like, can't AI build itself? I get there. So Jason, real quick, how can they get AI to start taking initiative in their databases and with the leads right now?
And that's just hooking it up. Jason, so I want you to go ahead and share screens, but for the community on here. So this workflow that's going to sound, Jason's just going to not, so when you open, you guys are all going to get this. Okay. So I don't want you, Jason, going through like intricately how it works because everyone's going to get that. And I know you're doing a follow-up session that you can like help guide people through. But I want you guys just to understand, like if I just took any initiative, I wasn't doing anything else, how do I just bolt this on right now for my new leads coming in and or to my existing database of leads, right? And this is basically the workflow and simplicity factor. And Jason, maybe even zoom in a little bit more because it's still a little bit small. I have large monitors here. But just in like layman's terms, now guys, when he's going to give you this link. So when you hover over it, it actually has what you can like copy and paste, like the hyper details. But in layman's terms, Jason, just navigate these guys through. I don't want to go in again more detailed because that's for them to be. They can like look at that on their own.
It
But in
looks like
layman's
you have to
terms,
be an
how are we bolting it
electrician
on?
to understand this.
Yeah.
Like, go.
How are we? How would we bolt this
So,
on so
uh,
that we can actually be again bridging that gap and leveraging what we should be doing today?
So this as simplest as I can explain it is what it is, because what this does is pretty much give ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, it gives it arms, legs. It pretty much gives it access to your CRM. So what's going on here, this is considered a workflow. What happens when a lead comes into your CRM, whether they text you, whether they send you a DM on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the lead comes in, right? The AI agent needs to know, what is this lead about? The contact information. What are the instructions? What CRM are you using? And then package it up so that the AI agent knows what to do with this information. You can choose your own chat models. A lot of people love Claude, Gemini. Right here, we can use ChatGPT. A lot of people are familiar with ChatGPT. Give it a little bit of memory so it remembers your clients. And then on this one, we have it to where it sends that lead out a text message, and then it logs it back in your CRM. This is the simplest form of just getting your AI agent connected to your CRM, responding to your leads. And this is free. You can hook this up and set it up today. And inside, it's got a bit of some instructions already. But yeah.
I think that with showing that Jason, I think the biggest thing I want to make sure I emphasize with you guys is when we talk about like being left behind or like this gap that I'm talking about that we're seeing across the industry, right? It's why, if you guys haven't noticed, it's our relationship with our clients, right? With our sphere, with our past clients, with all of our database, it's more important than ever, right? You have to be able to stay in front of that and bridge that gap there. When we look at how we can actually interact and decipher, there's no way, Charity, we can keep our brains functioning and actually do enough touches to ever make it make sense and like analyze all of our notes and like touch everybody that's in our databases. It's again, I say that's almost an impossible feat, right? Until you look at what we're able to do today. And so this, you guys, just gives you at least connect the dots of like, I need to be doing something. If I want to not be of the agents that are kind of left over here, right? And I want to be actually thriving with what I can leverage today. What's the first thing I do? I should be bolting this on. So at the very least, like Kuli was saying, it can actually help me make those logical decisions and analyze my database and decide how quickly I can respond. Now, I'll tell you guys this. The heavy lifting is training the AI to communicate the way that you want it to. Training the AI to communicate effectively so that it has real conversion. And now we'll transition to like the meat and potatoes of all of this, because now when I give you guys, when Cooley's like, here's how we change everybody's life right now. Now, here's what's cool about this. We've been working with Jason the last year. He's been working on this in his own business personally for the past 5 to 6 years. Okay. He built this system as a necessity for himself. He sells well over 100 plus homes every single year. He's got a whole team operating over here, all to operate in his own business as a lead generation real estate production. Okay. But here's the deal. Cooley and I work with all of you guys. We get the opportunity to talk to agents all day, every day. I know exactly what's sitting there for all of you. Okay. And when you think about everyone we've turned this on for, so this is really cool. We're going to give you some real life testimonials, and we're going to go, Jason, we're going to let you actually like demo what we're going to showcase to everybody. Every single individual we've turned this on for, not fresh leads. That's a separate conversation. Just Here's existing stuff I paid for the last 6 months, the last 12 years of my career, right? Just everything that's already sitting there, right, Tony? We all have it, no matter at what scale, all of us have that business sitting there. Imagine now today it can be turned on, okay? I won't say 24 hours, but 24 hours. Let's call it the first week, right? In this next week, immediately it can be turned on. And now you have multiple conversations of people that have engaged that have said, Tiffany, I'm ready to sit down with you, right? Scott, I want to meet with you. Charity, I want to meet with you. And you're like, I thought that database was dead. I got 2,000 people in there that I haven't touched in years. There's not one person we haven't turned this on for. And Jason, you can correct me if I'm saying that within that first 24 hours, if not week, said, hey, here's 3 appointments. I've been talking to your database and here's 3 appointments ready to talk with you. We're going to show you guys exactly what that looks like. Now, Jason, you can correct me if I'm wrong on all the people that we've turned this on for.
Literally everyone within the first week, first couple days that we've turned it on, we've seen just results. People getting listings, people finding out, buyers that have been sitting in their CRMs that they have not reached out to. Yes.
I was just talking to one of our agents day one. It said, she's like, I've never converted a lead. I paid for these leads for, I can't remember how many, it was like 6 months. I paid for it. It's awful. I'm paying $1,500 a month for this lead source. Never got a lead out of it. This sucks. I'm canceling it. Turns this on first day. I have 3 appointments on my calendar. There's business in there, you guys, guaranteed. It's almost impossible to keep up with.
So as Jason shows this to you, I want to talk to my team leaders on this call. I want to talk to my aspiring team leaders on this call real quick, because I know one of the biggest challenges that team leaders have is kind of the same as an agent, which is I spend all this money on lead gen and my agents don't do anything with it, right? They don't convert it. They don't reach out to it. I have to do all this training, all this nonsense, only for me to send these leads that I'm paying for into a dark void, never to be returned again. You know what I mean? I think every team leader struggles with that. And one of the best testimonials, Michelle, I think we got is one of our team leaders came to us and they said, one of my agents came to me with a lead that got assigned to them, and they were like, "Hey, so how should I approach this? Right? Like, what kind of conversation should I have with this? Like, how would you go about this?" And the team leader looks into the CRM system. He's like, "Give me the lead ID number." The agent gives him the lead ID number. He's like, "Oh, you already have an appointment at 5 o'clock. Get ready, go." You know what I mean? And to me, as a team leader, somebody who generates leads myself, like that's the dream, right? Because we spend so much time like analyzing what moves we should make. And this thing is trained to have the right conversations to set the appointment and take all the guesswork out of it, right? So for you team leaders out there, just imagine a world where every lead that you generated, boom, hit right away with the right conversation, right? Saying all the things that you want your agents to say, right? Setting the appointment so that you get people out in front of people. It's like force feeding rather than, hey, you want to do in the airplane, the kids do with babies where they, right? Instead of that, it's just, you're eating this. It's there. It's on your plate.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this conversation. And if you're aspiring to be a team leader, man, this is going to be one of the biggest tools you could ever use because it gives you all of the control, if that makes sense.
All the control, and you're protecting that asset that you're spending all of that money on, right? And this again, same conversation if you're a solo agent or individual. And what I want to say here that's really cool, and then Jason, we'll let you kind of take the reins because I want to we'll open we're gonna just show you guys the back end, right? What's really cool about this is I keep emphasizing Jason, right, as someone who's out there selling the 100+ homes every single year, right? But he's had to, it's the heavy lifting of the training. How does it know what to say? How is it reading and interacting the way that I want to that actually gets conversion? And then we've had the opportunity, you guys, and I'll point here to yours truly up top here, Cooley, right, of working with Jason the last year to train it on how to communicate with the buyer, how to communicate with the seller. Here's how it should be interacting. That's the heavy lifting part of this. There's a lot of stuff that you guys can go pay for all sorts of platforms right now that it exists. Turn it on. It's going to be very, very, very generic. And I think that's most people's fear, Cooley, right? Is like, I mean, one, we need to engage our databases too, but like, what are they saying and what's happening, right? Who's actually training this today, right now, every day that's doing deals? This is what we've been working on the last year and working with some of you guys behind the scenes before we actually rolled it out to everybody. So
I tried to break this thing. I tried to literally break it. I tried to get it to give me cake recipes and I try to take over control. I literally was trying to be like, how do I know you're not AI, right? Like I have conversations with a person would with that to the extreme, and I literally tried to break it. So it's
Um,
pretty airtight. Let's get into it. Like let's show
chat,
this
chat,
thing.
I have a question, and probably it's not for this
Hold
moment.
on. I, we're gonna get to the questions part, okay? At the end, we're gonna do the Q&A just to make sure that we get through this because I want to give
Okay,
everybody the juice like right now.
okay.
Jason, let's
Yeah.
give him the juice.
Okay, sorry. All right. So what I showed y'all here is a simple workflow. So let me show y'all what, 6, 7 years of just data that we've been able to train our AI agent on. So second. So once you have like ours has been trained on over, 55,000 conversations and decision making with Cooley, getting it to respond the way that he would or the way that a professional real estate agent would. So if you see here, this is a mass. This is over a year's worth of
That's
just
brain damage. It's brain damage.
this,
Showing
yeah,
us.
this is how you get somebody like an AI agent that responds like a real estate agent who has a ton of experience and somebody like having Cooley by your side to help you close deals 24/7, no matter what time of day. As a lead comes in, it's like having Cooley, the one that responds to them and gets them to try to get an appointment or close with you. So other chat models, they're just a basic generic. They're just, some of you have already used them. I've used them myself. But what I was noticing is that they weren't responding the way that I would, or even just a real estate agent would. It was just a very automated response. So I want to show you some scenarios that are actually real scenarios that have been in my database and some of our clients that the experiences that they had. So let me see if I could show that for you. So what I'm going to bring up right now is real conversations.
This is, as you're pulling that up, Jason, this is, I don't have to do anything, know anything, log into anything different other than I'm just logging into my same CRM I already have and all my leads and database are there. And then this is spitting out the updates to me and the appointments on my schedule to me in a text and on my calendar, all done for me, all already trained to have these conversations. And this is the conversation demo that you guys are about to witness. Like this is because these are what people want to see. What's it saying? What's happening? If I turn this
Yeah.
on tomorrow, what would I expect?
Yes. So here is literally, this past Sunday. This is the AI agent reaching out to that lead. The lead came in and introducing itself. You can introduce it as your assistant. You can give it a name, but it's going to reach out to your leads. This is seconds after that lead has gone into your CRM or one that's already been sitting in your CRM. So this is literally how people respond. So it's kind of like, texting a date or somebody, and it's just they're giving you like the shortest answers possible. But the AI agent is just trying to get them to convert. What's the reason, why are you thinking about selling right now? Pay bills. That's in nobody's questionnaire, whenever reasons to sell a house. Most people are just moving or transferring or just, trying to upgrade. This person's just trying to pay some bills. And it's just back and forth quickly, you know, and this is just a lead that's been sitting in your CRM. It's Sunday, you are busy, you're out showing houses, and here you have this working in the background for you. And boom, the person schedules an appointment, and in your CRM, you're getting a notification. So if you're a team lead like me, like I'm out showing houses, or I'm training agents, or I'm talking to clients, and this is working in the background. At 12 o'clock, I'm out showing houses, especially on Sunday. And to at the end of the day, look at my calendar and I already have appointments set up for the next day, or this one the next couple days. Within 5 minutes of that lead coming in and just 9 replies, we got an appointment. Boom. That's one. But that one was easy, right? So let's show you one that's maybe a little bit more complicated because that one was just straightforward. What if somebody has some situation going on? I don't know. Do you want me to keep going or do you want me to just
Please keep going.
all right. So This is
Yes,
another
it
lead
works
that
with
came in.
any CRM. Go ahead, Jason.
Yes,
Sorry.
this could work. Follow a Boss, Bold Trail, if y'all are using most CRMs we've been able to connect to. So think of this as an AI agent in your CRM. All right. Here's another lead that came in. Wasn't sure if they were willing to sell. They're looking a Federal Way. And the red here is the AI agent responding. And here we got something a little bit more complicated. They're looking to sell a mobile home, not sure if we should sell right now or fix it up. How would an automated system respond to that? So here we go. I hope y'all can read this quickly. I'm going to try to go through these. But they're given details of what they're going on in the family and how this AI agent is responding. This person is talking to it like it's a person, right? I want it to respond the way that I would or any professional real estate agent is doing. And these are real conversations. I have taken out the names just for privacy and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you were looking at this, I mean, yeah, if you were looking at this, you would think you're talking to a person. And this is within seconds, within a minute of response, quickly. Now imagine you have just a database of just a bunch of leads sitting in your CRM, or some of you that pay for leads. The lead comes in, some of y'all aren't reaching out till the next morning or the next day. But this thing is going to respond to them immediately as they hit your CRM. So whether you're buying leads from Zillow or some other source, the agent's going to reach out to them. I mean, because you got to think about, you're not the only agent that people are reaching out to, especially on Zillow or social media. So here we go. The person corrected itself that, hey, actually 5 p.m. got it. 5 p.m. today. Boom. Another appointment scheduled. So this is how I get notifications daily of leads just coming in or just sitting in my CRM right now. And I'm just getting, boom.
I think what's
another
cool,
appointment.
Jason, if you go backwards a second there for everyone on here to know how this works. So that's just giving you guys raw view. Like this is like in real time, current day, real conversations with, you're going to show like an old lead, right? Like an old stale lead
Yeah.
that's just sitting there
I'm
for
about to show an
2 years.
old selling.
But that synopsis on the side, so not only does that now immediately go to your calendar of choice, let's say it's your Gmail, your Google Calendar, right? It's on your calendar. You're getting a text message. It's all updated in your own CRM. You guys, this bolts onto any CRM. It's already built out, I think, integrated for many of the main platforms, Jason, but it can be customized to bolt onto any CRM. You're not doing anything different. You're getting a live text saying appointment is set for Johnny at this time, and you get that screenshot on the right there that summarizes the conversation, all of those details at a glance. It's here's what we learned. Here's your appointment with Johnny on Monday at 5:30, right? And that's all happening just behind the scenes, not only instantaneously when a lead comes in, but it's following an actual prepared sequence to ongoing continue touching your old databases. And yes, you can determine if I've got this huge database, I want it not touching this pool. Maybe I don't want it touching my past clients. I want it touching all of this, right? So like you can dictate all of that. And yes, it links to everything. And no, you don't have to log into anything else. It's literally just business as normal. This is all being done for you and it's turned on almost immediately.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, you'll get an email, you'll get a text updating you. Hey,
And
new
so
appointment.
Laura, I'll answer this, Jason, because I think it's important. So Jason, you're going to show another example in a moment here, I think,
Yeah.
of like older leads. So Laura, yes, what it's doing because it might not set an appointment every time it talks to somebody. It is always, so if this was a fresh lead, boom, you guys just saw a couple of examples of that, right? Now Jason's going to show you different. It's reading the notes first every time, and it's doing its follow-up and its continuous engagement based on the previous notes, and then updating with new notes every single time. So all of that analysis is happening on autopilot at all times while you're asleep, while you're working in your entire database.
Yes. And I mean, and it took zero part of your time. How long does it take for some of us to even write a text message back? Some of them are just making corrections or, oh, I'll get to it in a bit. Half the day goes and then finally you respond. But it's like quick, smart responses. It's
I get so
gold.
many messages, Jason, like of screenshots going, Cooley, how would you respond to this? Right?
Yeah.
Cooley, how would you
All the
respond to
time.
this? Like, how could I get the appointment out of this? And this just takes all of that out. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
it just goes, here's how you would respond. Actually, let me just do it for you. You know what I mean? The coolest part is like what he's showing you is kind of reactionary. What I find the most fascinating, what I like the most is how it plays offense. You know what I mean? Because I'm an
Right.
offensive kind of guy. And I love how this thing is not just reactionary, but it plays offense throughout your database and your leads all year long. Jason, let's go to the next example.
All right, so this is a lead that's been sitting in a CRM for nearly a year. Okay. We activated the AI agent, and the agent just reached out to this person. They didn't have a lot of notes. So the agent just sent them a message just to kind of get a conversation going. This person had no idea somebody was going to contact them. So you might have leads in your CRM right now that forgot about you. So the agent just again just try to get them to respond. And this person actually responded. They're looking to sell. Sitting in a CRM for a year. And all it took was a text message to get them going again. And it wasn't a text message that you had to send. It's an agent that's working for you, trying to book appointments for you.
This is
And
real how people respond. This is like
yeah, this
literally
is
a cold lead
I
sitting
was
in your database.
I'm trying like this is the people just straight short answers, but the agent's just trying to pull as much information as possible. You know, when are you moving? What's the reason for your move? So when you call this lead, you already have some context to go based off of versus you cold calling old leads, being like, hey, still interested in selling? Or hey, you were interested in selling a year ago. Are you still interested? Nobody's reaching out. How many of y'all are even reaching out to year-old leads?
None of them. Most of them, none. Or they've got an email drip campaign. The coolest thing too that I'll point out, guys, if you look at all of your texts with your clients and your past leads, paragraphs, right? Paragraphs. You're writing essays to people instead of just getting the conversation started, getting to the point. That's why this thing is a lot more effective at setting appointments because it's just getting right to it, right? It's following a funnel system and it's getting it to the appointment, if that makes sense. And so people communicate in short words like that, the AI is going to adjust. But if this turns into like an intellectual conversation, your AI is going to adjust and give them the information that they want. You know what I mean? And lead it to the appointment because it was trained by me and other great salespeople across our industry. So it's trained to like give people what they want in terms of how to communicate with them, right? How to give them the things that they're asking you for, how to defer some of it to the listing appointment while qualifying to make sure that they actually want to sell. Go ahead, Jason.
Absolutely. So let's say you have somebody in your database who's just, hasn't responded to your messages or just sitting there. You've reached out, you've called, you've sent them a text message, maybe twice. Some of y'all only reach out to them once, and if they don't respond to you, you just move on to the next lead. But how many of y'all are in your CRM sent 6 text messages back to back and continue to send the messages? Here we go. This AI agent reached out to this person. This person was sitting in a CRM for over a month. And the agent just constantly reaching out to them. Hey, still interested? What are your plans? Finally, day 28. Now we're getting a response. Some of y'all might have just responded once a month or reached out once a month. This AI agent reached out consistently for a whole month. And finally, this person reached out after the 6th text message. And again, people just talk like this, just short, straight.
Because
So
they
if
don't
you
know
haven't,
you. This is
yeah,
a
they
stranger.
have
They don't
no
know you.
idea who you are. This lead right here came in. This is actually one of my leads that came in that had been sitting in our CRM, and the agent reached out to him. They were told us a specific area that they were looking in. This is what the AI agent does, is trying to extract as much information for you. So whenever you finally call them or have that appointment with them, you already have some context to go based off of. So, oh yeah, I'm calling you because you spoke to my assistant earlier this week. You're looking in Houston. You're trying to stay within this budget. And it's funny because this person actually ended up purchasing a house that was double that budget, right? It's trying to talk to some clients. Realistically, 1,200, 1,300 is just not feasible nowadays, at least in my market. But they ended up going with a new build and closing from the time of the appointment to closing was about a month and a half. All right. So boom, the agent booked the appointment, but it took 6 text messages for this lead to respond. most of us wouldn't have even sent another text message
Right.
after the second text message.
Right. Most people
Right.
have already stopped, or now we've got our 97-point pre-crafted email drip campaign that's going out, right? That's built into all of our systems that have existed all these years, right? So I think I love seeing those different raw examples. I think everyone, hopefully all of your guys' wheels are like clicking, going, but what about in this scenario? But what about in this scenario? But what about in that scenario?
There.
This changes the game. Are you guys, let me hear some voices really quick. Do you guys see how this, if you guys look at the gap in the industry and what is the industry landscape today? This is the difference in being able to work our leads, convert business, nurture our databases exponentially more effectively than ever existed to us before, right? Like this has radically changed things so quickly. Okay. I don't know who's making
Yes.
that noise. I think it's
And
Jason.
whoever's making an egg salad sandwich on the Zoom, please mute your microphone.
Wait, I want to shift
Uh,
here. Jason, was there anything else we're demoing? Or I know some important questions I want to be able to kind of shift to, and I want to highlight, or go ahead.
One last one. So not only is it in your CRM as far as texting goes, a lot of us text nowadays. You probably had clients who don't want to take a call. They're just on their phone texting, or maybe they found you. Some of y'all have a lot of social media presence. So how do we get, how can we get this hooked up to my Instagram, my Facebook profile, my TikTok account, so we can actually hook this up to your social media accounts? This is a lead that came in from TikTok, actually DMing us from TikTok, and then the AI agent responding through social media. All right. And then this person, oh, I'd rather you just explain. Yes, please. And it gives them like people, this is a buyer. This is somebody who's asking questions about how can I get qualified? And this conversation was actually in Spanish. And it just gives them, vague information, what they need to qualify. And these are questions that you would have asked in a screening whenever you're getting a buyer anyway, right? To make
Yeah.
sure you're sending a client or showing a client who has a good chance of qualifying houses. So especially these internet leads, you get so many of them, a lot of people DMing you. Some of us have a really hard time responding to everybody. Even
Or
I
they
test
get one of those silly, like Caleb, when I message Erin Ferry on Instagram, when I message her, I just get I'm not at my desk right now, here's a phone number to call, right? And like that girl gets a lot of people contacting her on Instagram. So imagine if you just had something working in the background, bringing it to fruition and going, hey Erin, this person wants to meet with you today at 6,
Yeah,
right?
I've been meaning to set that up for have AI be
Yeah.
responding to pretty much
Yeah,
every social media chat.
everything.
I just haven't gotten there
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
So something to highlight here. So that's a couple of things that are just total game changer, you guys, right? One is like Jason just mentioned, right? Not only just it's all like this is already trained. It's already done for you. Not only is it interacting with your database, it can be bolted on now to all of your social media, have just those live, they're not being sent to a landing page, they're not being captured as a lead. It is communicating with them right from there, documenting it all into your CRM and live communicating with them and setting the appointments and engagements straight from there. Yes, it is trained by a multiple languages right now. So because I'm going to use Jason as an example, who speaks Spanish and English, he gets both of those clients, so it can determine however they're communicating with him to communicate back. Here's the cool part. Yes, it can be trained to translate into really almost any language, right, Jason? So
Yeah.
it's already trained for that. It is already trained to determine if it's talking to a buyer or a seller, right? I'm just answering some of the questions that are in here. So Jason, are we demoing some? Oh, that's a good question. Is it setting up a Zoom, or how is that appointment being set? Because if you guys are reading the communications, it's deciphering that they're looking for more information on selling their house, buying a house, and it's leading them all the way to an appointment being set. Is this being set as a Zoom appointment directly on the agent's calendar?
This is getting set up in their CRM's calendar. So if you have your Google account connected to it, it should show up in your Google account.
Yeah.
But it's
Is it setting basically a Zoom? I guess the question is it setting up basically a Zoom appointment or a phone call or however you have it set up?
it's setting up a phone call.
Okay.
It's setting up a phone call. But if you do, like some people do a lot of in person. So if you want the AI agent to push more towards in-person consultation, it can. But we want, as for me, we do phone calls. So we want the lead to give us their information. We want to screen them. That's how we do our business. So I'll get 100, like this past month, we got 100 appointments. That's 100 phone calls. We're going to talk to them over the phone. Based on that, how that phone call goes will determine the next steps. This isn't going to close a deal for you. It's just lining it up for you. How many of y'all like just need something in your CRM, just booking appointments for you? You know, and here's this one still kept talking to it. Just kept going, asking it questions about lender stuff, documents that they need. Then they told us what area they're looking in. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
All from a DM quickly.
Jason, let's go ahead and pull up on the screen. So do you have the live landing page that has the cost? So someone was asking, like, is there a setup cost to like configure all of this? So the answer when Jason decided to roll this out, so here's what we looked at. We were like, Jason, the industry needs this. Literally every single person we talk to needs this. How do we solve this problem for everyone within our community and continue to offer this back out? So Jason, if you want to go ahead and pull up that landing page to show them, like, how do they have this 100% done for them? What does that look like, right? I know that there is no setup cost. There is a hard cost behind AI, you guys. It's like the amount of touches and all the stuff that it's doing in your system. Everything's baked in, right? And we didn't even talk about lead gen, but we'll talk about that for one moment here. But Jason, will you share that screen?
Yes, 1 second. Pulling it up now.
So when you guys think about, okay, again, take all the figuring out of it. This is all the implementation, all the back-end science, that giant, what did I even call it? I called it like an underground tunnel system when Jason had that behind the screen on him there earlier of like what he's been building it out to do and training it the last 5 to 6. It's an underground tunnel system. None of us want anything to do with that, right? How do I, Jason, just have everything you've already spent all that time on, right? And just have it turned on tomorrow and I just keep doing business as normal. I'm just getting a text now every time I have an appointment set for me out of my existing database, which is thousands. How do I turn that on tomorrow? And what does that cost me?
All right. So I can show the landing page. 1 second. All right. Got it. So in order to get this started, it's just the standard. If you just want an AI agent reaching out to everybody in your CRM, you're going to go ahead and just select the standard plan. If you just want it working your current data, your
Turn
current
this on
lead,
for you tomorrow. I've got 200
turn it
leads.
on.
I've got
Yeah.
2,000 leads. I'm paying for leads from Zillow, ZBuyer, Buyer 360. I'm paying for all these leads. I run huge like open house systems. I've got hundreds, I've got thousands of leads. How do I turn this on tomorrow to start creating engagements for me today? $2.99 a month. And it's just that monthly. I turn it on tomorrow.
Monthly. And then it just turns it. Yeah. So it'll just be working all of your leads throughout the week. And I haven't had anybody, everybody who we've had sign on, not see results within the first week. It's just, especially if you have a lot of lead gen or you're getting a lot of DMs on social media, this is perfect. Somebody who has a lot of social media DMs, this will help you close more deals, get you more appointments. If you have a stack of just 1,000 leads in your CRM or even just a couple hundred, it'll just start working them. There is a deal in there.
I was doing the math here, Jason, which
Not
blew my mind.
not to like set unrealistic expectations, but like with people that we've been beta testing this with, like in some cases we've had to turn it off because they're getting too many right out of the gate. You know what I mean? And so like that's just a testament to like, man, imagine like getting 20 appointments a week and going like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? You know what I mean? It's like one of the best problems you could ever have in real estate.
Well, I did the math and I was like, okay, Jason, because I think about my own business, right? And I think about the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of agents we talk to all day, every day. One deal for most of us in most of our markets, one transaction, one resurrected, woken up old lead that closes pays for this for the next 3 years. Think about that, right? That was for me, like the math I did in my head. And I was like, it's too ridiculous and solves too big of a problem, right? And a gap industry wide, right? And this covers setup, hard costs, live weekly coaching call with Jason and support, like everything built in. And so the standard here that Jason has hired you guys, it is you're not logging it. So there's a solution to kind of everything. Most everybody, we already have our CRM. It's all built in, whether you're using Bold Trail, I don't care what you're using, Follow Up Boss, Lofty, like take your pick, right? It can also be customized into whatever outside one you're using. There might be someone out there that says, but I don't have a CRM. It's all built in here. You actually have one in there. But for all of us, we have a CRM. So we're just business as normal, and it just integrates into there. You're not learning or logging in or doing anything different. Okay. Now, I know we're kind of running short on time here, but what's important, someone was like, well, what if I don't have leads? Okay. So this is what Jason runs. This is what some of our team leaders that work with us are running. So some of you guys, it's just, let me bolt this on because I've already got all this business. I'm already paying for all these leads. For other people, they want to have the deeper conversation of, well, I'm paying 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 a month. This is many of you already for leads. And if you're like, man, I'm not happy with what's happening, right? Have the conversation with Jason, because that's what the package you see on the right. That is not only now I have controlled lead gen coming into me. That is the type of lead gen that Jason's been running, that we run for several of our other agents and team leaders right now, with all the other stuff we're talking about bolt onto it for the conversion, the AI, the conversations behind the scenes. You can turn on lead gen on demand, all in one platform here, if that's something you're looking for. If you're not like, I'm not liking what I'm already paying for. Some of you guys are all paying significantly more than this, and you're like, I haven't closed a deal in 6 months, in a year, and I've just got hundreds, if not thousands of leads sitting here. So there is an entire lead gen platform done for you. Same exact thing, just it takes all the figuring out of it. We already understand what creates the highest return, right? And just turned on for you. Everything's done for you. Everything just funnels into your CRM. You don't got to do anything else other than I'm talking to people, right? That's the highest, best use of our time. So Jason, I don't know if you want to add to that, or Cool, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I do. I think that I want everybody to understand this call, that for a lot of us, like it's not even really an option. It's like, could you imagine running your business without a CRM system, without social media account, right? Without putting your business up on Google? Like, to me, this is just as significant as all three of those things, right? Moving forward, if you think about the future in your business, and I want you to think about like where you guys have been bottlenecked in the past, right? And do I think we've all been waiting for something to do, right, as real estate agents over the years, which is just get me in front of people. Just get me in front of people who are qualified. We spend thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in our career, like waiting for an opportunity or something that would just do this, right? Well, now it's here. It does it. You know what I mean? It does the thing, if that makes sense. And all of your hesitations, everything that's been holding you back, for those of you guys who are not even operating on a high level right now, for those of you guys who prospect, it's like the premium on data that you're collecting every day, because it doesn't mean like you stop going to work every day. But for those of you guys who are prospecting, it's like, I want to get this person's information now, right? The wins become the data collection, because you know that you have the thing that's going to bring it to fruition, right? So you become, instead of like an animal who has to set appointments today, right? You go through your time figuring out ways to collect data to put in this, right? And let it just turn on and let it rip for you. Now, obviously, the most successful agents are going to be the ones who are skilled and who have the technology, right? Because you put muscle and technology together, that is a recipe for taking over a marketplace, right? And we're still in the position in this industry, guys, where stuff like this is not standard at all, right? And so, like, if you think about how the internet changed real estate, like almost overnight, it's the ones who got in front of that prospered really, really quickly before anybody could catch up, right? This is kind of the same deal, right? Not everybody in your marketplace has, in fact, almost nobody has anything remotely close to that. Even your high tech agents are relying on like follow-up boss campaigns where they send one text out to your client and hopefully my client engages, right? This is like the next level where it has a high level real estate conversation, right? And brings those deals to fruition. And again, it's not just playing when you come to me, it's out there playing offense for you every single day, right? So I love it. What else? Jason, do we want to open it up for some Q&A real quick for 15 minutes?
I'm answering
Let
people's
you guys
questions
know,
here.
too, just to let you guys know. So we're going to have Jason do an open webinar for this tomorrow as well. Just so any of you guys who have follow-up questions can ask your questions. But for now, like Jason, I'd
Yeah,
love
because
to
some
just
people are
open
going
it
to
up.
sign up immediately and they're going to say, "Well, I want to get started," and Jason can kind of guide you through or just elaborate further after today.
Yeah.
We'll give
For
you guys
anybody who
the
signs
link.
up, Jason is going to like walk through all of it tomorrow. Who's got some questions for Jason? Michelle, let's open it up.
Yeah,
And if you could
let's
just go ahead
go.
and put the question in the chat, we'll just call on you. That would be awesome.
I don't have a question, but I do have a couple of remarks, if possible. So I jumped on because I wasn't a believer at first, right? I was like, oh, another AI tool, another thing to go in my database, another
Yeah.
monthly, another setup fee. But I
Mhm.
will tell you, it has quickly changed my mind. So I have a database of probably about 3,200 people that has been very quiet and I haven't been feeding it, right? So I bumped into Jason out of the Follow Up Boss group. Long story short, I started it, I set it up, and I was still like, I don't know if this is gonna work. And boom, I got my first appointment.
So, good.
Awesome.
I
Guys,
love it.
lead
Thank you for
that
sharing
I
that,
talked
Stacy.
Yeah, a lead I talked to a year ago who wanted to sell a business. Now she's in the market to sell her house. We text at our apartment, our appointment time. So we're scheduled for a conversation later in the week. So it does work. And it didn't take a long time. We had a couple of hiccups, but Jason was Johnny on the spot, even if it was midnight at night, taking care of it. But I wasn't a believer until it made me a believer. So if that helps
so,
anyone,
good.
No, appreciate it, Stacey.
Thank you,
Thank you very
Stacy.
much. That's
So,
the best.
Jason, we got a few questions of people trying to clarify the one like the setup and like the $2.99 versus like the $9.99. I answered a little bit of it in here because you guys, that it does include the ad spend. Those that want like full service lead gen done for you. And then I'll answer this other question that I see. They're saying, Jason, what do you use? Right? That is the lead gen funnel that Jason uses
Yeah.
to sell over 100 homes a year. Is what is in that package, just done for you, plug and play.
Yes. I mean,
That's where it goes offense, and goes out there and creates leads where there once was not, right? That's what goes out there and leverages social media to get leads coming in, and then it sets the appointment for you after it creates the lead. So that option is where it goes out, creates business, talks to that business, and sets it up for appointments on your calendar, right? The rest is like going through existing stuff.
Jason, can this connect to my Google Calendar? Which we know the answer to that is yes, right? And have it only fill in available slots. So is it linking because their CRMs linked to their Google Calendars, and it would be scheduling available times that are on there. Is that correct?
If it's connected to their Google account, it should see that. But yeah, if it's booked in the CRM and you have your Google account linked to it, it should not book it at the same time. Also, you can let the AI agent know what times you're mainly available, what your availability is like. You can cut off days. Hey, I don't work Sundays. Hey, I don't work Saturdays. And I only work between these hours. Okay.
So
But don't do
it's
that. Like, just go to work.
so it says, so I'm looking at a couple of these different, right? What package is recommended for a solo agent? So cool. I don't know if you want to answer. I'll say my response to that really quick because it kind of goes into these different questions that we got here. Many of us are in a position right now, right, where we've got just massive amounts of existing leads. There's business in there right now, right? So that $2.99 is just full service, done for you. The whole thing is set up. That is plug and play this week, right? The $9.99, you guys, which yes, that's total cost. That includes the ad spend. That is to create a consistent flow. I think it's estimated, Jason, around like 40 inbound leads every single month. All the AI working on top of it, everything seamlessly built out in your system. That is if you are looking for an inbound lead generation platform, then just do that. That's everything all encompassing. But guys, turn me on lead gen this week. Like I want new leads coming into me with all this in one package. That's where the $9.99 would come in. And that's the total cost. The $2.99 would be, I want to turn this on for all my leads. And I don't know if Cooley or Jason has a better way of answering that.
Yeah, so since $2.99 is I already have my own leads, I have my own database, and I just want it working them. That's the best. That's for somebody who has a bunch of leads. Somebody who needs leads and needs leads on top of that, that's $9.99. The amount of leads will just depend on your market. right? So what is your market like? We don't guarantee a certain amount of leads, but we just see, all right, what is your market going? You could get 25 leads, you can get 40 leads, maybe potentially a bit more. Just depends on what your market is like. Okay, and then some people ask, what is the difference between the ones of Lofty, Street Text, like other AI agents? We've used them, but they don't respond like this. They're just a very default type of response. Think of this one as like this is one that's built by agents for agents, right? Um, and I'm actively using it. I wanted it to respond a certain way,
Yep.
right? I
I
built this for my team because I know what people were asking. And then when it comes with working alongside with Cooley, it's like having Cooley as somebody who's right there responding for you, having Cooley as an assistant that texts back all your leads. I can challenge most of y'all to go and y'all can see my social media pages and just DM me. And the way that it
I think
responds is the way it's going to respond to you.
yeah.
one's
AP.
kind of giving you generic responses and one is selling. And I think
Yes.
that's the difference.
Yeah. One's creating appointments, which is why it's such a different return. And so GP, just answer your question, which is helpful for everyone. So the answer to this is yes. So if you are someone that's like, I want lead generation coming inbound to me consistently every month, turn that on for me this week. That includes the whole package of the AI bot being built in, integrated to your entire database, GP. So all those leads you got sent there, yes, that's all one full package. It's just adding the incoming flow of lead gen on top of that. But now you can go turn it on to all of your existing leads as well. And again, all of this is done for you. This is they sign up, Jason. Do they do an individual consult with you? And then it's
Yeah,
here's what we collect from you. Now we go integrate the whole thing, and then boom, it's live.
correct. Yeah, because it is your assistant, right? Think of it as an assistant that's just you can give it its own name. We do recommend giving the AI agent its own name to make it more personable. Um, and it knows about you. What lenders do you recommend? What areas are your expertise in? That you help them, whether they want to rent, buy, or sell, or do both. If you respond to it in Spanish, it's going to respond to you back in Spanish. If somebody's bilingual and they start switching between Spanish and English, it's going to adjust based on their language.
I think
And
that
it understands different scenarios. So, like for you Spanish speakers, right? You talk about the I-10s, right? Or I don't have a social security number, whatever, right? That AI understands. It's got situational awareness, if that makes sense, right? Which is kind of what makes it cool.
yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
Jason, just so because I see the questions in the chat here. So what I'm just resharing screens, you guys. I've dropped this live link into the chat multiple times. I'll put it in there again. So, and there, someone say, what's the step-by-step to get started? Literally clicking on the button. It's gonna do a submission form that goes directly to Jason. He immediately will contact you and sets up that consult. That whole thing where you feed it, that the whole setup is part of feeding that information of how you operate your business, what you want it to look like, how you work, when you work, your Google Calendar, all those things. That's all part of that setup process that again is just done for you by Jason and his team. And so that's how you get started. It's simply literally just clicking this link. Now, Jason, just because I know we've gone over, we're going to lose some people here. The time that you're doing your follow-up, so you guys can start the process today. That's the step. You literally just click the form and fill out the form. Right. And it's almost immediate. Jason, what is your but you're doing a live call tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Eastern. Oh, no, sorry, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. I have the math wrong. 10 a.m. Pacific, right? 10 a.m. Pacific to kind of walk people through, clarify more questions. A bunch of people are going to go, okay, I clicked the link to fill out. Just because we're doing a live webinar like this, there will be a small surge. So Jason will kind of walk you guys through that process, exactly what you're doing next, answer some deeper questions just because there'll be more time. Jason, so it's going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific. And do you have a link that you want to drop in here to the chat to everyone right now?
Oof.
And
Not
I'll
readily
put it with the
available.
recording. We can, or do you want to run it on my platform? Because I'm going to be
Yeah,
on.
we can run it on your
Okay.
platform.
So I'll put that in here for everybody, but this is the link. I'll stop sharing again. Any question, you guys, I tried to skim all the questions. Go ahead with voices if there's anything else, just so we don't miss you before we're done here. And again, I'm dropping. So you got to speak up.
What happens when the AI conversation is having a conversation with the lead? Does it show up in your history for the CRM?
Exactly. You will see the entire context, just like how I showed you in the video. You will see all that. So whenever if maybe they don't even book a meeting, but they had a conversation with the AI agent and they specified areas they were interested in, what they have going on. Well, now when you call that lead, instead of calling them being like, "Hey, are you interested in selling? Are you interested in buying?" And they're gonna hang up on you immediately. You're gonna call them and you're gonna say something along the lines of, "Oh, hey, you spoke to my assistant earlier this week asking about some information on a property, that 3 bedroom, 2 bath in south side of town. Is that still what you're interested in?" They're gonna they're gonna definitely conversate with you then. All right, because
What happens when one of the leads may realize it's AI, and they don't want to no longer converse? What does Starling agent do then when they decide to opt out?
if they opt out, the agent will stop reaching out to them. If they say
Okay,
stop, not interested, or just some form, or once they book an appointment, because the goal of the AI agent is either to A, book an appointment for you, or B, if they just seem ready and you have a lender that you work very closely with, it'll send them that link to that lender.
got it. Okay,
And
thank
then,
you.
hey, if you need help filling it out, let me know. We can schedule a 15-minute call and we could be on the phone together.
Yeah,
Okay.
perfect. Anybody else?
And I mean, it's just this is the future, guys. Like it's gonna be between you adapting versus agents that don't. If you go into people's, just send the other agents, if you send them a text message, go into their DMs, watch how long it takes them to respond. I sent out text messages and through social media and through text, and some of these agents take, it's been 2 days, they have not responded to me. And you have an
Jason.
AI agent in your social media just responding within seconds. Somebody was asking earlier, how long is it instantly responding? It is giving them a couple seconds, so it seems like a real person responding back. And eventually people do realize that they're talking to AI agent. But for the first, 5-10 minutes of you back and forth, some people don't realize it. There have been
Realistically,
people,
nobody cares because you guys are all asking AI for dating advice and life
yeah.
advice anyway. Like people are used to that by now. Caleb.
Yeah, quick question. So on the different platform or on the platform. So number one, can you attach it? You can attach to all your social media platforms. Can you attach to more than one account on one platform? So if there's multiple team members, can you attach it to different
So
social media
let's
accounts,
say
like more than
you
one?
you have a TikTok account and another coworker has a TikTok account.
Right.
No, it's just gonna do on one because it
That's fine.
refers itself to your agent as
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
your assistant. So
Do
you
you
can
have
all be on
options,
one.
Jason, for a team
It
leader?
works for the fairy
Yeah.
team. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 that's
Yeah.
fine.
So
The other question I had, so it looks like 1,000 AI executions for the 299. Does that mean like when you say executions, can you clarify?
so execution is anytime somebody interacts with your
Right.
agent,
So,
right?
but that's not just like one text message, right? That's like the whole until the conversation is over.
No, that's a text message.
That's a
There's
text message. So
there's so
send
a yeah.
1,000 text
Anytime somebody,
messages essentially.
yeah. So
AI
most
has a
people,
hard cost built in for
yeah.
all of those touches. So I'll ask because there's a bunch of questions around what you're asking, Caleb. So I reshared my screen if you guys can see it. This is going to be most everybody, right? The only difference between the one right here that says MoPop 299 and 599, right? This is for like big teams that already have like massive databases, right? This is typically falls under that category. If you're like a mega lead generator, you've got thousands and thousands of leads. This is like big team leaders. That's where this comes in because it's going to take a lot more impressions. Your everyday agent and your solo agent, and for most, this is all it is. This would only happen if that makes sense. The third option here, which is the same exact thing, just a lot more volume because there's a hard cost with the AI impressions.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, most agents do not cross over into the core. Most just stay within under 1,000 executions. Even myself, who I get 400 leads per month, and there's potentially 100 conversations happening at once, I don't go over 1,000
Oh,
in my
really?
Yeah.
yeah.
This is
Oh,
like
okay. That's what I was
mega,
wondering because
mega.
we have probably like 1,000 stale leads, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna burn through that fast.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. It's not gonna. Well, at the same time, I wouldn't even recommend blasting 1,000. It'll do it in batches.
Okay.
The AI agent is going to review every lead and it's going to say,
Okay.
okay, these are the newest ones. These are the most likely to convert. So
Okay.
week one, it's going to try to work those. Then
So
week two, it's going to look at, okay, based on the ones that I try to reach out to last week, which ones responded? Which ones seemed more active? I'm gonna keep pushing those, nudging those. And then
So
it's
I'm
gonna
assuming it reads context to make sure. So in our follow-up boss, we have vendors, we have agents, we have everyone, right? Does it just look at the stage or does it look at the tags? What is it? How does it
as
differentiate?
as of right now, one, if it's a lead, let's say a new lead dings your CRM.
Yeah.
Right? New lead comes in, Facebook, Zillow, it's gonna notify the AI agent, hey, there's a new lead. It's gonna reach out to them.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're working on tags. Like this is just getting better and better.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're just a year in. A year from now, it's gonna probably send out emails. It's gonna do a lot more, right? So we're constantly updating it. So probably this week we're gonna do where you can just add a tag. Hey, this is a seller.
Yeah.
So anytime the AI agent reaches out to that lead, oh, we need to convert them to list.
So right now it won't differentiate between a non-lead and a lead, like between let's say a realtor and an actual lead. So that's my concern is like I've got painters, I've got carpenters, I've got you know what I mean? I don't
Oh,
need
yeah.
it.
So unless it's assigned to, like right now, you turn it on, you have 1,000 people in your CRM.
Yeah.
It's not going to go in there and start blasting everybody.
Okay, so it's gonna only go to the ones that I want it to.
You have
The
to
ones that
tell
you
it, I
want.
want
Yeah,
you to work this segment of my
Okay.
database. Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna, yeah, you tell it. Think of it like it's another agent. Think
Yeah,
of it
yeah.
like another agent but this agent does not sleep. It'll respond to them at 1 in the morning. It'll respond to them every day, any day, all day. It'll respond to them on holidays.
So,
And yeah.
so Jason, I have a question. That's mean that the database that I will send to you should be clean, right? I mean, I have to review that those leads are still on the market with they haven't sold the house yet.
So
Right.
it's
Because if
not gonna.
I have an old data, not 2 or 3 years ago or more, so I have to go over that data and clean the data and just send those owners that they are still but no still, but they didn't sell the house because from that data, a lot of not a lot, but some of them or maybe a lot of them are already sold. So I need to go in and check which one is not sold, and that is what I will send to you.
So if you wanted to reach out to them, you just assign it or add a tag, depending on which CRM that you have. We would just add a tag or change the stage or assign. There's going to be, depending on the CRM that you use, will determine which trigger because every
So
CRM is a little bit different.
from a and Jason, if you don't mind me just saying this, from a functionality standpoint and the how, like Jason is going to set you up with all of this, right? So the how do I differentiate my clients and all that? Like Jason will help you set that up when he helps you install it, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And so all of that, guys, we can answer those questions.
It's all taken care of in the setup.
Yeah, when you're set up. So, how do you guys feel about this? If I can get everybody to unmute their microphones and just tell me like if you're soft up about this, because the way that I look at this is just a game changer. You know what I mean? And every once in a while, you attend a lot of meetings throughout the year, right? There's a lot of things that are being shown to you, and very few of them really give you the juice that you need that's going to provide you that rate of return to make it all make sense for you. You know what I mean? And this is a thing, guys, because I know, like, just from my Breakfast Club agents every morning, you talk to people every day, right? You're adding people to your database. The question is, are we doing enough to bring that to fruition? And the answer is, I don't care even if you're not a prospector, if you're just a referral agent, if you're just a online lead generation agent, I think we can all agree that the biggest thing broken in your business right now is how do I follow up with all these people and bring these people to fruition? You know what I mean? That way, when you go sign up for different lead gen opportunities and things like that, you stop chalking leads up to sucking, right? Because we've all had that. Sign up for this lead source, it sucked, right? It really didn't in a lot of cases because it gave you information. we just didn't follow up enough to bring it to fruition. Or we say things like, "Well, I didn't have time," right? And this takes all of that out of the equation and gives you like, okay, any lead source, any leads that I have, this is gonna like make it so that I know whether this is a good source of business or not, because this is going to be doing it for me, right? It's the ultimate, like, do it for you. Okay. Takes away all of your fears, all of your insecurities, all of your, what do I say? How do I approach this? And it just does it, right? And for most agents, that's the only thing that's holding this back is just do the thing, reach out. You know what I mean? Stop thinking about it so much and just do it, right? And this just does it.
Yes, it's
Okay.
it
Can I ask
does.
a question?
Only if it's a
So,
good one.
so this dude right here, Jason Aguirre, wait, hang on. I gotta mute myself.
Go ahead.
So if I sell a house in a neighborhood and I want to farm that whole neighborhood and I download the numbers and contacts of that neighborhood, can I set up a tag and have this
So
the
I
AI?
I wouldn't do that, number one, right?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing about that, right? Like with everything that's going on with like unsolicited text and stuff like that, you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to just upload data into something that you have to talk to that isn't a part of lead generation, because you get in trouble for things like that, right? Like unsolicited texts and
Yeah.
things like that. So you want to keep it focused to like run your circle prospecting campaign, right? And all of the people who respond to you, right? All the people you talk
Put
to,
them in
put them
there.
in
Those are
that
your
database
organic
because
leads. Yeah.
they
Okay.
have opted in, right? But to just
Mm-hmm.
upload all of the expired listings to this would be crazy, right? But
Oh,
to have it
yeah.
run in
Yeah.
the background of all the contacts that you've made from prospecting, man,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
right. Think
Every
about 30 contacts a day times 5 times 30 times 360. If all of those conversations were followed up with to the fullest extent of the law, like what would happen, right? And the answer is like it's forcing you to be productive. You know what I mean? So,
Got it.
anybody else? Who's signing up for
just
this thing
really
today? Who's like, this is for me. I need this.
I'm going to sign up.
Think
Quick
so.
question on the 5 CRM leads. So with our team, we can include just any users, any 5 users.
Yes.
Like, how does that work, and what do you mean by that?
5 leads. Oh, so you have like 5 users with it.
Five
So
users, yeah.
yeah, so the system comes with a CRM. All right, so
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
have
it's got its own CRM.
it's got its own CRM, but we can attach it to your CRM.
so you don't have
Okay.
to even look
But
at the other CRM.
yeah, you don't even
Yeah,
have to look
yeah,
at
yeah. Okay, I see what you're
the
saying.
the other one connects to social media accounts though. So if you wanted to respond to your DMs on Instagram, Facebook, your other whatever social media platform you use, it'll connect to that.
So
Yeah.
I can basically be running them simultaneously, have it connected to Follow Up
Yes.
Boss, and then have it connected to the social media. So
Correct.
what do you mean when you say five CRM users? Is that like for them to use the CRM that it's connected to?
Yes.
To
Oh,
access
okay, I
the
see what you're
leads,
saying.
really. So
Yeah.
for team leaders that have like agents that are accessing leads and you're like assigning leads, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so that's within, that doesn't mean other CRMs. That's the CRM itself,
Correct.
like that it's built into.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
I just want to make sure everyone saw this. I posted it a few times. The link and the time, I will also post this with the recording for everyone to access it. But Jason will be doing, as you guys can see, because there's a lot of Q&A. He'll be doing more Q&A, more walking through all the people that are already pulling the trigger and just kind of what to do next and any other clarifications because we are out of time. I just dropped the link there. So the time, the link, all of you guys grab that now for those of you that plan to be there. Yes, so Diane, yes, it can be Go High Level, it can be Bold Trail, it can be Lofty, it can be Follow Up Boss, it can be any CRM you're already using. It integrates onto that. So you are just literally, you're not logging into any new system. Jason and his team take care of all of the setup and integration, and all of that is done during that launch call with you, helping you set it up so it all just goes live. And then you guys, here's what's cool. It isn't just, oh, cool, I turned on a system, which you guys already saw what's happening with it. You are live getting to work with Jason. He does a live coaching call, support call every single week. So it's like constantly Charity, right? well, how do we do this? What if I want more, right? Like I got a question here. I'm trying to do this with conversion, whatever it is. Yes, and remember, this is literally live what Jason lives and breathes, the exact same lead generation, not just obviously the AI bot that he's trained, right? That's been built into his system, but he's running that same exact lead gen funnels to get the volume that he does. He's doing all of that, right? And so he's going to be there to work with you every step of the way to just get it dialed and dialed and dialed in addition to that entire launch, and it's boom, it's on, right? So you guys can be in motion all by next week. And then Jason will be there for you guys, but live interact with him and talk with him.
Absolutely. And like I said, guys, it's just getting better and better. Like this is just still, we're in the very early stages of this. And everybody who joins, like y'all's feedback is just going to make it better. Like, because we take everybody's feedback seriously. But the way that y'all, we want it to work for you. Right. So
I forgot to say that. That's the cool thing about Jason and his team, not only being in your shoes as the producing agent, right? Him and his partner, they're programmers. So literally it's like, that's what we've been doing this last year. It's like, oh, what if it could do this? And let's make it do that. And let's do that. And it's literally live being built behind the scenes. That's what's really, really cool about the platform. Like this is our own internal platform.
I want to thank everybody for showing up today. I want to thank Jason for joining us. It's all about staying ahead of everything, right? And I hope you guys understand that everything that we do within the Co-Founders Group is designed to give you guys an edge, whether it's with the sales training, whether it's with the technology. We just want to make sure that you guys have access to the most badass things in the marketplace that are really going to set fire and have impact on your business. There's a lot of people that come to Michelle and I with ideas and things and like, hey, I can do all this for your agents. And we're all about only the things that are going to have impact. So we wouldn't bring anything across you guys if we didn't think it was going to like have a huge impact on your business. So just know that this is one of the things that if you incorporate into your business will absolutely make you dangerous, right? And solve a lot of problems. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. And if nothing else, make sure that all of your CRM systems are hooked up to your ChatGPT or your Claude or whatever you use, because you need to engage with your information differently now. You know what I mean? Period. Okay. And this, again, just takes the action for you, right? So imagine if you're already an agent who takes action every single day and you had another you that was a lot more hyper aggressive, right? A less self-conscious and just had all of the skill set in the world working alongside you, right? Should I get another agent or should I get this thing that's going to go out there and create and convert I can take back to the bank? So thank you guys so much for joining us. Jason, thanks for joining us today. Guys, let's go get it. We are preparing for fall right now, and everything that we do is going to determine what kind of fall we have. So let's go out there and have the best fall of our entire lives that starts today. Bye, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Thank you, Jason. See you guys tomorrow morning. Bye, guys.